Greetings to all, and we appreciate your attendance today. So let's kick start our session with great quotation. The story is the bridge between the brand and the customer. A very good afternoon to all of you, all the guests and dignitaries. In this capacity, as your host for the worldwide webinar on how to use the art of storytelling in business, I, Neha Malik, the host, would like to take this opportunity to extend a hearty greeting to each and every one of you. It gives me great pleasure to extend a warm hello to each and every one of you gathered here today. It is a huge honor for us to have someone of this caliber here whose involvement on the how to use the art of the storytelling in business adds so much value to it. Using storytelling in business can transform how you connect with your audience and convey your messages. Start by crafting a compelling narrative and that highlights your brand's value and mission, making your message relatable and memorable. Use customer success stories to illustrate how your product or service solves real problem. Creating an emotional connection with your audience, ensure your storytelling is authentic and aligned with your brand's identity, engaging listeners and making your business stand out in a crowded marketplace. Before I proceed further, let me take a brief moment for the introduction of my organization. Sims Welfare Foundation, a registered non-profit organization, is dedicated to social impact across various sectors. We focus on education, particularly skill development and entrepreneurship. Through our initiative Digi Saksham, we have created training programs in IT, finance, retail, and entrepreneurship, impacting over 6,000 individuals. We are currently upskilling inmates in Haryana jails and collaborating with universities and colleges. We have also partnered with banks to place over 1,500 candidates in jobs. FAME Leads, another SIMS initiative, empowers women through workshops and stories of successful female entrepreneurs. We conduct programs on digital literacy, marketing, and career development, reaching over 1,000 women across multiple states. These initiatives recently reached a milestone of 100 women actively involved. In just a short time, FAMES has established itself as a force for positive change, equipping individuals with skills for employment and promoting women's leadership in various industries. Now, let me take this wonderful occasion to publicly present and welcome Mathangi Iyer, the keynote speaker for the today's international webinar. Mathangi Iyer is a 30-year-old graduate of Bachelor in Financial Market, hailing from Mumbai. Writing has been her hobby from eternity. It gives her peace. Writing has her release. She has learned that the focus should not be on where you have been, but on where you are going, and more importantly, where you want to go. She has been a dreamer all her life. She has always wanted to show the readers the world that she can create where the characters were her best friend. At the age of 14, her poem My Little Sister got published for the first time in children's edition of a local newspaper. Mathangi is now a full-time English teacher turned keynote speaking coach. She is going on a mission to help 2 lakh first-time speakers who are entrepreneurs or top executives struggling with lack of confidence, stage fear, vocabulary problem, feelings of self-rejection, and other issues related to public speaking. She has been giving lectures in school and colleges even as a college student. She has been giving seminars on common mistakes made in conversational grammar, how to build confidence, and other topics of the like. There are many gems and diamonds in the world, and one of them is here today to help us to build this event. With this note, I, Neha, on behalf of the SAMES Welfare Foundation, would like to give my heartiest welcome to Mathangi Iyer with a huge round of applause for joining us today. Your presence has added to the significance of this event, and we are genuinely honored to have you here, ma'am.
Thank you very much. That was so like she introduced me. I'll just introduce myself once. I am Mathangi Iyer. I have been an English teacher for the past 10 years and I have been writing for the past 20 years. So the books that I've written till now are from three until my last session with SEMS, it was three books. And now it is four books because in August I released one more book. Which is mainly for the children. I hope I'm audible. If I'm not, please let me know. And also, I will be asking questions. That is my style of taking session. I will be asking questions in between. Any questions that you have, I have a time allotted for the Q&A session. So you can ask your questions over there. So today's session is about, like she said, it is about the art of storytelling in business. Now, people who are attending this session need not necessarily be business people. Okay. They can be anybody. They can be anybody working for corporates also. So this strategy will work for you even if you're going for interviews. It will work for you very well. If you have a strong story and people are impressed with it, then congratulations, nobody can stop you from going ahead. Okay, so this is me. I hope you can see my screen. Anytime you cannot, please let me know. Okay, so I am, these are my, educational qualifications. I'm Mathangi Iyer. I have a degree in MCOM and a degree in B.Ed. I have 10 years of teaching experience. I have taught English and social sciences for grades 6 to 10. Students of 6 to 10. Like I said, I have authored four books, out of which one is a poetry collection, and I'm the CEO and teacher at Manome and let's begin. So before we go ahead, what happened was today I was just looking through LinkedIn and this suddenly popped up and it is completely suitable to today's topic. Raj Shamani is one of India's biggest podcasters and businessman, and also he tells you, how to get your Instagram going, how to get your other social media handles going. And he is quite good at all of that. He's making quite the money. So if he's saying something, it is gold. Okay. So he says if your product is good, people will buy it. But if the story behind the product is great, people will share it with others. And which is so important. This thing is very important. It has to be kept. We have to think of it as a mantra for surviving in today's world. Now, how is this applicable even for the service people? People like me, people like whoever is into the service industry, teaching, or even the beauty parlor industry, or any other industry, the service industry where you need the person. It cannot be done by anybody else. For example, somebody else can teach English, but they cannot teach like how I would teach, correct? Similarly, somebody who is really good at math can teach math, but I cannot teach like they teach. So service comes with the person. So that service has to have a story. Okay, we will see examples later. So in today's session, we are going to see introduction to storytelling in business. Why is storytelling effective in business? Key elements of a good business story. Types of stories in business. Using storytelling in marketing and storytelling in pitches. And finally, like I said, a Q&A session. Okay. So storytelling in business. Now, when we speak about or when we talk about storytelling in business, it becomes something like, storytelling is for time pass. Okay. Storytelling means, I hope I'm audible, huh? At any point I'm not, please let me know because I don't come to me. Huh? Okay, thank you. So, yes, so storytelling is conveying a narrative to communicate a message. Okay, so for ages, for centuries, for millennia, this is how entertainment is happening. This is how, from generation to generation, we are even teaching values to the children through story. There are Aesop fables, there are Panchatantra tales. What are all those? In Panchatantra, Aesop fables and Panchatantra, do you think that animals actually talk like humans? No, it is to show. It is just firstly, one aspect of it is entertainment. The other aspect of it is the narrative that then teaches the value. For example, the fox and the sour grape. Who knows the story? In Hindi, we say Angur Khatte Hain. Anybody who knows the story of the fox and the sour grape can please unmute. I have no. See, we need participation in the session. Okay, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
So you all can unmute yourselves and speak. Lakshmi ma'am, are they not going to unmute? Yeah. Okay, this doesn't seem like the usual group here, which participates usually. Okay, anyway, so storytelling is conveying a narrative to communicate a message. So, like I was telling you, if you do not know the story of fox and the grapes, in Hindi we say angur khatte hain, right? So it is about a fox which tries to eat the grapes. It eats all the grapes on the level that it can reach. Okay. Then some other animal comes and tells him, I'm just telling you in short, some other animal comes and tells the fox that, those grapes hanging up there, they are the sweetest. You should try them. I think it's a monkey which is sitting there and saying it, I think. So so what happens is the fox tries and tries and tries to get the grape. But once the fox is not able to get the grapes, what does the fox say? When somebody asks, "Have you tried the grapes on the at the top?" What does the fox say? The fox says, "No, I'm not very interested. It's not that great." The grapes are very sour. I tried it, but the grapes are very sour, right? There has to be some response, at least in the chat. Otherwise, imagine how foolish I will look, thinking like I'm speaking to myself. Okay, I have also attended many sessions, honestly, where I have logged in, okay, muted myself, switched off my camera, and kept my phone aside while I'm doing my own business. But trust me, this session is practical learning, okay? It is applicable in real life. It is not something that I'm just speaking about. Please understand. Only Miss Chauhan is responding. No others? No one else? Lakshmi ma'am, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, nobody is
Madhu,
responding today. What happened?
I don't know.
Okay, fine. Last time and before that also there were quite a few that were speaking. So I'm surprised this time. Shocked.
Yeah, they will start responding slowly, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Yeah. So then there is importance why you need storytelling to keep people engaged. Okay, when you watch a movie, when you watch a horror movie or a thriller movie or even a romantic movie, okay, you watch it till the end. If it is interesting in the beginning, then you watch it till the end. Why do you do that? You do that because abhi tak acha chal raha hai. It is good till now and it will be good even later. That is why. At any point you want me to change my language. So the languages I know are English, Hindi, Marathi, and Tamil. If you want me to change my language at any point, you're not understanding what I'm speaking in English, please let me know that also. I can change. These are the 4 languages I know that I can change into. Okay. So please, if language is the barrier, please let me know. Because storytelling can happen in any language. It's not necessarily, English. So please let me know if there is any other language out of these 4 that I should speak in. Okay. Why storytelling works in business? Now we have been looking at ads for products. We have been looking at ads for products. Does anybody remember Fevicol ads? Does anyone remember Fevicol ads? Yes. So only Miss Johan is responding. Okay. So why do we remember Fevicol ads even after so many years? What is the reason? I would love to hear your voice, Miss Johan, of the chat. It's okay. I know you were told not to unmute yourself, but I would love to hear your because of story. What story? Okay, I'm going to pick people. You all will have to unmute and speak it. I'm picking some people that I have sent to, a request to unmute. Okay. Why storytelling effective in business? First, there is an emotional connection. Okay. Number 2, there is relatability. So, like you were talking about the Fevicol ad. Fevicol ad was funny. There was maybe relatability was not there, but it was funny. Emotional connection in the sense, what was the main job of Fevicol? What did Fevicol have to do? It had to stick together something, correct? And if you remember one of the particular Fevicol ads, it was a truck moving with people all hanging out of the truck, and the Fevicol was on top of the truck in the front where the driver was sitting. It was on top of it, the top of the roof, right? So the idea here was the Fevicol keeps everybody together, because once that person who owned that Fevicol tub picked it up and got down, everybody fell from the truck. So their idea was Fevicol, sticks everything together, even people, correct? Fevicol sticks everything together, even people. So again, simplifying complex ideas. What did they want to show? They wanted to simply show what does their product do? It sticks things together. They went one step further and said, we bring people also together, right? Another one of this Fevicol ads itself is, no, it was, sorry, not Fevicol ad, it was of some furniture ad of some wood. So that wood, that sofa, one girl after marriage had brought it from her, the brand new sofa from her parents' place. Okay. And then when it was brought here to her husband's place, it went on for generations. So there were two things here again. One, heirloom. Heirloom is basically from one generation to another, inheritance. And two, that wood is so strong that it withheld so many years. It stood strong for so many. Okay. Okay. What should a good business story have? Character. A story should have character. Business story should have the customer as the main character. Okay. So even if as a business person, as a startup person, if you are going to ask for investments from somebody, what will you do? You will ask for, or they will ask for, what you can give to the customers, meaning how your product or your service is helpful to the customer. Okay. Conflict and resolution, they go hand in hand. So conflict is basically what is the problem that the customer is facing, and resolution is how can your product or your service solve that problem of that main character, which is the customer. Okay, are we clear? Is this much clear? I don't know. There are 34, 35 people, but I can't hear response from one person also, so it's sad. Anyway, and the moral of the message. Okay, so this moral or message is very necessary. Now, again, if we go back to the Fevicol ad. Fevicol ad is, what is the moral or the message there? That it keeps people together, or people should be together, right? Or in case of that wood that I said sofa ad, you should be strong. Excuse me. You should be so strong that you can withhold any problem, any, what is that? Tornado, anything, any cyclone. We should, face all of that. Okay. All right. Then. Next, we'll move on to the next one. Types of stories in business. Because y'all are not very interested, I'm not going to go into detail. All right. So customer success stories, founder story, brand values, and employee story. Okay. So these are the four aspects. So why do you have business? A business is there mainly firstly for the customers, because you are making a product or a service to be sold to the customers, your clients. So their testimonials, their reviews, that is whenever you buy something on Amazon, what do? You look at the review of that particular product, correct? Amazon, Flipkart, or anywhere. You look at the review first. How many stars? If there are no reviews, you generally do not buy it, correct? Similarly, founder story. Founder story helps, the client, the investor, and the employees. It helps them in understanding founder story and brand value. From founder's story leads to brand value. So what does it do? It just a second. Is it okay if I keep my camera switched off? Because I feel very awkward looking at myself. Lakshmi, Neha.
Yes, ma'am, it's okay.
Yeah. I'll switch off my camera. Yes. So, founder story and brand value, both of them are related in the sense that a founder story is basically what inspired you to co-found this company or start this startup or company, or any of those lines. And brand value is, what does your brand stand for? Okay, it stands for, like, there are examples here on your screen: sustainability, integrity. What are the core values that your brand is standing on? Okay, then employee stories. Employee stories are basically highlighting culture and employee contribution. So here it is mainly about how the employee is enjoying the work environment in that particular office. This you can see in different websites, like say Ambition Box, Glassdoor was also one of the options. Yeah. So all of that was available. All of that was and is available to look at the employee stories, meaning the experiences of employees working there, either who are still working there or who have recently left that job. Okay, so these are the four types of stories in business that you have, and each of these stories need to be strong enough. Next is, how do you use storytelling in marketing? So before that, I'll show you one meme. So you must have noticed, if you have logged into or registered with some website just to use some feature of their website, and you forget to uncheck the email newsletter thing. Okay. Then you start receiving mails that you've received the newsletter has been updated. You've received the newsletter. Then if you have linked your phone number to it, you'll receive one on WhatsApp. If you have linked your Facebook to it, you will receive a message on Facebook. Just like, so this is that meme. Now, why this is happening is, it is not, of course, it is irritating to the client, but then looking at the brand name and the product or the service continuously will register that name in the head of the client, right? And then what that does is, it means unintentionally, then people start using that name, that brand name, in their daily conversation. So even if it is not useful to the person that is hearing it, it is useful to the person with whom that person is speaking. Okay. So what is the use of marketing then? Or how can you use storytelling in marketing? Ads, advertisements are the best examples of storytelling in marketing. They are visual storytelling. They show you. So I know, my mother, my parents, my in-laws, they are big fans of ads. Okay. And they can tell you with the tune, with the words, the jingle of every ad. Okay. So there are some products shown in the ads which are not useful to them, but because they're singing it, somebody to whom that product is useful will use it. Okay. Visual storytelling, they're mainly, like I said, ads, video ads, not just audio ads, they're video ads. Social proof, again, social proof is the latest in storytelling and marketing, which is I'm selling one of my services. For example, since I'm an author, I'm starting a 30-day writing challenge. All right, 35-day writing challenge. So I get my first 2 clients, or first 5 clients for that matter. Now what happens is, once that 35 days are over and they complete their challenge, what they do is, I ask them to give me a video recording of what they felt like. So then they tell their story. So see, there also storytelling comes. They tell their story of how they were before, then what got them into writing, and then eventually they finish their first book, right? So these are testimonials. These are their experiences only, but they are in the form of a story. So it attracts somebody else, that okay, being a CA, she has written a book in such a busy schedule. Yeah, being an engineer, he has written a book. Okay, being such a young person at 25-year-old, he has written a non-fictional book, right? So there are crowds of people that will relate to the person who is a CA and has written a book. There are crowds of people who will relate to the person who is just 25 and has written a non-fictional book. Yes, so all that are tools of marketing. Storytelling and pitches. Now in pitches, what does a pitch mean, first of all? Anybody?
Presenting the business idea to potential investors.
Sorry,
Presenting your business idea to a potential investor.
Yes. So thank you very much. After a long time, thank you very much for participating. Okay, say you have a product. How would you pitch that to me? You want to sell me a product. You have, say, a book. Now the points are in front of you. How would you pitch it to me? How would you convince me that I should join, or I should buy your thing, buy a product? Anybody?
Firstly, I would make you feel that you have a need for that book.
Okay.
Then we'll be showing you ways how you could fulfill that need, and making sure that my book is the one that fulfills your need the best way.
Okay. So give me an example. Anybody is just, it is not that only he has, how the book helps you in your career, in your growth. Okay. So Ms. Chauhan is saying, I will tell you the benefits of book, how the book helps you in your career and in your growth. All right. Let's go to the example. It is of a eatery. All right. It is of an eatery. Based on that, we'll understand. There are 2 eateries. Read them. I'll give you 2 minutes. Then I'll read out also. But I'll give you 2 minutes, and then we will decide which one we like better, or whom are we ready to become clients of. Fresh Bite or Meal Flex. Okay, they are both imaginary, completely fictional places in my knowledge. Okay, so first one, I'll give you. So it is 4:48. I can give you, say, around till 4:53. Okay, please read both of them. and in your mind decide which one would you become a client of and why. Okay. So I concentrate a lot on the why. So please let me. I'm giving you, I think, exactly 5 minutes. So 4:53. So yeah, please. I hope my screen is visible to everybody. Please at least a thumbs up or a hand wave or a
Yes,
raise
ma'am.
hand.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's
Thank you.
visible.
Thank you. Are we ready? We can hear, I could hear last time many voices.
Yes,
Are we
ma'am.
ready? Thank you. So, all right. Which one? Let's open this for discussion, and then after this is anyway Q&A only. So, which one do you feel is better? The one on the, I mean, Fresh Bites or Meal Flex?
Fresh bite.
Fresh Bite. Okay, why?
There are mainly three reasons.
Mm-hmm.
So first and the foremost, because it is emphasizing most on emotional selling. Means it is delivering the emotions with the product it is actually delivering.
Okay.
So and the second thing is the delivery time. It also emphasizes on the delivery time.
Mm-hmm.
And thirdly, it is more of quality rather than quantity. And whereas the meal flex, it is mostly the quantitative data that they are presenting.
Okay, and what is absent in the paragraph that Mealflex is presenting?
Firstly, the tagline, the hook line, and
Mm-hmm.
secondly, the story which connects to the customer.
Superb, superb. And anybody else? Superb. Thank you very much. That was a wonderful answer. Yeah, Miss, I'll just read out. I think Miss Johan has sent an answer. Yes, she also chooses Fresh Bite. She says because of their story. Generally, women cook food and they can relate with the story, and this story inspire all women to use this product. Okay, they talk about the problem newly. Sorry, there's an issue with my, yeah. They talk about that the problems newly mother and working women are facing. So that's why I think Fresh Bite is the one. Okay. And why is it not Meal Flex? Oh, Miss Chauhan. Why is it not Meal Flex? And by the time somebody else can also be ready. See, y'all can also, it is okay if you think that Meal Flex is the correct answer, because when we are talking, when we are having a group discussion, it is never right or wrong. You can have your own opinion. Okay. So if anybody would like to answer, and I mean, if your answer is Meal Flex is the better option, you can still tell me why. Okay. Fine. All right. So, yeah. So from what we've seen from Miss Chauhan, and I'm sorry, I didn't get your name, sir.
Biswas, ma'am.
Biswas. Yeah. So from what we have seen from Ms. Chauhan and Mr. Biswas, Fresh Bite is the better option in the sense that it attracts the client because it is giving a story that everybody can relate to. Especially, so here there are many things that are happening. Okay, in case of Fresh Bite. First is they are targeting by saying Sara, they are not just targeting Sara, of course. They are targeting a group of young moms who are struggling because they have to go to work, but they obviously want to give healthy food to their children, right? So they are those type of children, those type of mothers that are target. So the target audience has been filtered to such an extent that it is concentrated to the level that Fresh Bite is now targeting working women who are mothers who want to give healthy meals to their children, right? And another aspect that they cover here for the same reason is the portions, the quantity, that it is only this much that the child should be having at this point of time. Also, the time duration. So you see, in so many aspects, it is the better option, because when I'm reading the paragraph, or even if it is turned into an advertisement as a video advertisement, it is still a good option because there are so many features to it that within 20 minutes of it being made, I will receive the food for my children. So I do not have the doubt of whether the food is stale or not, because within 20 minutes of it being made, so it is as fresh as it can be, correct? And then planning of meals. Again, what is Fresh Bite doing for you? It is supplying the from time to time, it is just supplying the required quantity and the required healthy food, the varieties of food, correct? So in many aspects, Fresh Bite is the better option. Now in meal flex, it is giving you, now many might prefer, no, I want more quantity, It's okay because every food item is nowadays adulterated. So I'm okay with with it not being, but it says that we are using premium ingredients, state of art packaging. We give 50% more variety than competitors. All that is fine, but where are you connecting? Just like Mr. Biswas said, where are we connecting? Are we connecting with Mealflex? No, we are not connecting with the client. We are just so I have at the end of this, I have just one question actually. When you come to me as a client, would you want me to tell you what all things I can do, or would you want me to tell you what things I can do for you as a client?
The
What
second
all
one.
things you can do?
What all things I can do, or what all things I can do for you as a client, customized for you? I am repeating my question.
The second one, ma'am.
Yes. So what I can do for so you see nowadays, or even at any point of time, even centuries ago, whenever it was, nobody has the time to listen to extra things. Okay, that is why I have also shortened this session. Okay, so nobody has time to listen to extra things. They just want to मेरे काम का क्या है इसमें से? What is there of my use here? Okay, only that I want to know. So the Fresh Bite story is giving that. It is giving you the session, the details that you need. There is no extra statistics because the layman does not want statistics. The statistics are for people, for example, if Mealflex or Fresh Bite decides to issue an IPO and get into the stock market, maybe for the investors it will be important, the numbers. Not maybe, of course, definitely the numbers are important. Okay, but in case of the layman, when we talk about giving the story to the customers, to the client, Fresh Bite is a better option because layman does not want to know that they have 50% variety, 50% more variety, and their revenue grew by 200%. They do not want to know that, the layman. Okay, so this is the thing. Now we move on to the Q&A session. Finally, any questions? 1 second.
Madam,
Yes.
one Mumbai Dabbewala, that is also a
Very good example. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Superb example.
Because they have delivered in time and without fail, and the food supplied by the house. So
Yes.
a lady who prepares the food, she knows about their husband what he wants. So right quality of food, right time and without fail. That's Mumbai Dabbewala is famous for that.
Very, very, very famous. Very famous.
Then
You're
again,
from
Amul.
Maharashtra, is it?
Pardon?
Are you from Maharashtra?
No, I am from Lucknow.
Lucknow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. You were saying something else.
Another example is Amul. We have a story about this Amul brand. They have made some stories of
Yes, yes.
the children and they are happy.
Yes.
So
So Amul Doodh Pita Hai India. So
Pita Hai
it's
India.
their
Yes,
tagline.
yes,
Correct, correct.
yes.
Very good. That's nice. That's
Yeah.
a very that their tagline itself is a story.
Yeah. And nowadays, one story is behind the tire company. They said that India's growth depends upon agriculture and industry. And third thing is power. And that tire is having a power.
Power. Yes. So those are really good examples.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
very nice. Any questions, anybody? Or any feedback or anything, suggestion?
Ma'am, how can we improve our writing skill?
Practice.
Only practice?
Only practice. There is no shortcut, sadly.
Okay, ma'am.
In language, when you want to write, when you want to speak,
I can give the advice.
sure.
I used to write the speech of our Prime Minister, and
Oh.
it goes into 30 pages sometime,
Wow.
line by line and words by words. So
Wow.
I've developed a speed in writing, and it is with the practice only.
Yes. That is definitely there,
Yeah.
Even for vocabulary building,
Yeah.
the practice. Every day you have to read, you have to identify the words, get the meaning. Yeah. So Pratik, writing practice in what way? Corporate writing, letter writing,
Yes, ma'am.
story
Mainly content
writing.
writing.
Sorry?
Mainly content writing, ma'am.
Content writing.
Yeah.
Okay. So what you can do is pick a product, pick any random product.
இன்னும் ஹைட் பண்ணியா போறோம் அவன் சொன்னா கேட்க முடியாது நான் கூப்பிட்டேன் வாடி போட்டு விடுறேன்னு
Yeah. Yes. So content writing in what basis? Like copywriting? Copywriting is basically when you write, content like an advertisement, short advertisement of sorts for the product. So if it is copywriting, the best examples or the inspirations that you can get is from the advertisements from the 90s and the, those 90s, from 1990s to 2000. In the 10 years, there were beautiful advertisements that came. Vodafone, Fevicol, Amaron battery. His car was right, battery was wrong. My Amaron lasts long.
Yes, ma'am.
It was so many years ago, but I still remember the jingle. दो वो प्रोडक्ट मेरे काम का ही नहीं है क्योंकि मेरे पास गाड़ी नहीं आई डोंट हैव अ कार बट दैट प्रोडक्ट द जिंगल इज स्टिल इन माय हेड सो माय पॉइंट इज you look at inspirations from there and then you start writing for the product on your own okay and then as samples you can just post them in your profile. If you have a LinkedIn profile, you post them there. Okay, so people know that you are doing these content, you're doing these things like content management, content development, copywriting. Now content development is a big umbrella and uske niche काफी चीजें आती हैं. So there is, like I said, copywriting, then you go into academic, then content, within content development also, if you are into a product company, you can write manuals for product, how to, most of us, we ignore the manual, but when you have the manual, no directions of how to use that particular product. So you are, as a content developer, you are into that also. So there is technical content development. So for example, if you are, say, an engineer or a medical expert, and you get into content management or content development, then in that case, the procedure to write or to the procedure to use that product only you would know as a specialist. For example, if you're a medical expert, the procedure to use an injection for insulin injections nowadays are self, you can take them on your own. You don't need somebody else, a nurse or anything. So the steps for using that injection only a medical expert would know.
Okay.
So though that type of specialized content development is also there. If you are looking to, I don't know how old you are, but if you're looking to go into that field for your career, these are many things that are there.
And ma'am, for writing articles and blogs, how much minimum for how much minimum period of time I need to write on daily basis?
What is the result that you want?
Just to get a job.
Just to get a job, you keep applying to companies parallelly, and minimum of 100, because see, you might know, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 22, ma'am.
Yeah, so you will have an idea of the algorithm of Instagram and YouTube and everything, right? So everywhere, LinkedIn also. LinkedIn, if you do not have an account, please create one. If you have one, well and good, awesome. So Facebook, LinkedIn, you post for close to 100 days, not less than that. So you can take, so my, my strategy usually is to go for an odd number of days. So for example, and I suppose I say I am doing the 5-day challenge, or I say I do the 17-day challenge. Usually it should be above 21, because it takes that many days for the algorithm to get you into the system.
Okay.
The number has to be above 21. So sometimes very long ago I had started, I was not for some reason able to complete, I am going to start again. But usually 28-day challenge. So I'm going to start the 28-day fearless speaker bootcamp. So 28 is a very not a very regularly used number, or 27 is not a very regularly used number. So use some irregular number, and for that many days, you say that this is the theme that I'm going to write on. Okay. And every day, in the first week, you experiment on which time of the day people are reading it. So on Monday, you post it at 8 a.m. On Tuesday, say, suppose you post it at 10. On Wednesday, you post it at 11. Thursday, you post it in the afternoon, right? During lunch, because the assumption is खाना खाते खाते लोग will, while having their lunch, they will browse through the phone.
Social media.
On Friday, you post it towards the evening, 3:34 on Friday. Then on Saturday, you post it in the night, that somebody who is going back from office, when they're sitting there, they will scroll. That is the logic. But then your content, when it is consumed, you will come to know, because LinkedIn especially has something known as analytics, which shows you that at which one, when on Monday, when you had posted at 8:30, it got 70 impressions. But on Friday, when you posted it at 8 in the night or 7:30 in the evening, it did not get that much of impression, which means you have to post between 8 to 10 in the morning every day. So you get that from the rhythm. It's like a rhythm in the music. You get that from the analytics that are there, especially in LinkedIn. That is where it is helpful. So you will get an idea once you post for 10 days straight. You get an idea of what is comfortable for the people, or where it is that your post is being read, at what time more your post is being read more.
I see.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, that is. Anyone else? Any input? Not just questions. Any input is also. Anybody?
No, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. Can I leave now? Should I leave?
Ma'am, we'll wait for Neha to end the session, ma'am. Just a second.
Oh,
On behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to express my hearty vote to thank to our excellent speaker Mathangi Iyer. Today we got the opportunity to listen an interesting and thought-provoking discussion on how to use the art of storytelling in business. The amount of expertise and passion displayed by Mathangi Iyer really enhanced our grasp of how to use the art of storytelling in business. Mathangi Iyer skillfully imparted her knowledge, leaving us with insightful conclusion and motivational concept. Her interesting presentation captured our attention and motivated us to learn more. We appreciate the effort they put into preparing this enlightening section. Thank you very much, ma'am, for answering all the questions asked by the past participants. We really appreciated your excellent guidance, ma'am. Once again, I express my gratitude and thanks to Mathangi Iyer, ma'am, for sparing time from her hectic schedule to impart information to us. We are speechless by your invaluable presence at this session. You provided in-depth analysis of the subject and shared some fascinating information. We shall abide our time for further such workshops in order to advance both our personal and collective knowledge. Additionally, I want to thank everyone in the attentive audience for their smart questions and active involvement. This event is considerably more meaningful because of your participation.